Days of Our Lives spoil shocking truths, family conflicts, and dangerous secrets unravel. Marlena and Steve are at their breaking point. They've been searching tirelessly for John, whose sudden disappearance has left them reeling with fear and uncertainty. They turn to Shane, hoping for guidance, for any shred of information that could lead them to the man they love and trust. But Shane isn't exactly forthcoming. He dodges their questions, stalls with vague reassurances, and tries to convince them that everything is under control. Marlena isn't buying it. She knows Shane well enough to sense when he's hiding something. Her patience wears thin as she demands to know the truth, her voice thick with emotion. Steve, ever the protective and determined friend, refuses to back down either. He doesn't take kindly to deception, especially when it involves someone he considers family. But while Shane keeps his lips sealed with them, he does have news that he's only willing to share with one person, Teresa. And if history has taught us anything, it's that Teresa getting a piece of classified information is a recipe for chaos. The last time Shane gave Teresa a secret, things didn't exactly go smoothly. Just ask Xander and Alex, they haven't forgotten the disaster she left in her wake. So what could Shane possibly be telling Teresa now? And more importantly, can she be trusted with the truth? Brady's world spins out of control, more problems than he can handle. Brady has never been a stranger to chaos, but right now his life is spiraling faster than he can manage. His father is missing, his ex-lover Ava is furious with him, and his teenage son is about to become a father. Talk about a full plate. Ava isn't speaking to him, and for good reason. Brady made the mistake of asking her to keep quiet about being kidnapped by none other than his own daughter, Rachel, the little girl he once cradled in his arms, now behaving in disturbingly unpredictable ways. And she didn't act alone. Rachel had help, big help. Between her, Kristen, and the dangerous influence she's fallen under, it's become clear that Brady has lost control of the situation. Ava sees the writing on the wall, and she's not about to stay quiet just to protect Brady's pride. And then there's Tate. Just when Brady thought he had his hands full with his rebellious teenage son, he's now faced with the reality that Tate is going to be a father himself. The news came as a shock, but Tate has made it clear he doesn't want to raise the child. He and Sophia are in agreement that adoption is the best path forward. But Sophia's mother? Not so much. Brady finds himself caught in the middle, trying to support his son while also bracing for the inevitable battle with Sophia's family. But compared to everything else he's dealing with, this might actually be the least of his problems. Alex's moment of relief, but not so fast. Alex has been feeling oddly optimistic these days, but that's only because he believes he dodged a major bullet. Joy, the woman he had a brief but intense connection with, isn't pregnant. At least that's what she claims. For now, Alex allows himself to breathe a sigh of relief, unaware that another bombshell is about to drop. Joy has something else to tell him, and from the look in her eyes, it's not going to be good news. Could she have been lying about the pregnancy? Or is there an entirely different kind of secret waiting to turn Alex's world upside down? Xander and Philip, a fragile partnership on the verge of disaster. Xander has had no choice but to tolerate working with Philip, but that doesn't mean he trusts him. The tension between them is palpable, but they've managed to put their differences aside for now. That truce may not last much longer, though. Xander overhears Philip and Stephanie in a hushed, urgent conversation, one that immediately raises red flags. They're keeping something big from him, and he can sense it. His instincts tell him that whatever they're discussing, it involves Victor and the legacy he left behind. What Xander doesn't yet realize is that Stephanie and Sarah have made a deal to protect a secret, one that could change everything for him. They've agreed to keep Victor's true final wishes hidden, continuing the lie that Philip has built. If Xander ever discovers what they've done, there's no telling how he'll react. And poor Sarah, she's being torn apart by the weight of this deception. She longs to confide in Maggie to ease the burden of secrecy by sharing the truth with someone she trusts. But she knows she can't. The stakes are simply too high, and once the truth is out, there will be no turning back. The calm before the storm, but for how long? Secrets are hanging over Salem like a dark cloud, ready to unleash chaos at any moment. Marlena and Steve are closing in on Shane's hidden truth, but will it be too late to save John? Brady is teetering on the edge of losing control, with his daughter's dangerous behavior and his son's complicated future pushing him to the breaking point. And as for Xander, he's on the verge of discovering the ultimate betrayal. For now, Salem is holding its breath. But when the truth finally comes out, it won't just be whispers in the dark, it'll be a storm that no one is prepared for. Stay tuned, because Days of Our Lives is about to deliver one of the most explosive weeks yet. Next, secrets, betrayal, and a loaded gun. The Blake's family drama unfolds. Monday's episode of Days of Our Lives is packed with high-stakes drama as secrets unravel, tensions rise, and a single gun becomes the center of a tangled web of deception. Kristen discovers Rachel's dangerous secret. Kristen Blake has been growing increasingly suspicious of her mother, Rachel Blake, especially as she's been sneaking off at odd hours and acting more erratic than usual. But nothing could prepare Kristen for what she stumbles upon when she finally tracks her mother down in the attic of the Blake family's armored loft. Rachel is frantic, rummaging through an old trunk, pulling out forgotten memories, old letters, and a gun. Kristen, breathless from rushing up the stairs, stops cold when she sees the weapon in her mother's trembling hands. "Mom, what are you doing with the gun?" Her voice is laced with fear, confusion, and growing dread. Rachel hesitates, attempting to hide the weapon behind her back, but Kristen won't back down. She steps forward, demanding to know why her mother is armed. Finally, Rachel reluctantly reveals the gun, her expression shifting between guilt and determination. "Ava might have tried to hurt me," she admits, her voice barely above a whisper. "I had to defend myself. It was self-defense, Kristen." Kristen's stomach churns. She knows Rachel has always been a woman of strong will and even stronger secrets. But murder? Could her mother really have taken a life? But before she can press further, a knock at the door interrupts them. The sharp, commanding knock is followed by the voices of Jada and Rafe, demanding answers. Kristen's eyes widen in alarm. If the police are already here, that means they suspect something. She turns back to Rachel, whose face remains eerily calm. "Drop your plot to get Brady and give me the gun," Kristen pleads in a hushed tone, knowing her mother is in no position to deal with the authorities. But Rachel only tightens her grip on the weapon. As Jada and Rafe step inside, their eyes immediately land on Rachel and Kristen. Rafe is as direct as ever. "Where's the gun, Rachel? And what do you know about EJ keeping me under house arrest?" Kristen holds her breath, watching her mother. Rachel simply smiles. A sinister exchange at the bistro. Melinda's gift to Ava. Meanwhile, across town at the bistro, another dangerous exchange is unfolding between two formidable women. Melinda Trask sits alone, stirring a martini, the ice clinking against the glass as she waits for someone. Enter Ava Vitali, her expression dark, her movements tense. She marches up to Melinda's table with an air of defiance. "You have some nerve showing up here,"